Hi, this is a video in which I will be explaining high school level trigonometry. Yes, keep in mind that me trying to teach you in a Feynman way. I decided that I can record this and I will just watch this when I will need to remind myself before my exams. Anyway, I am not native English speaker, so you might see me like checking something and it will be probably translation for what I want to say. I will try to teach you the best I can. So yes, we will be doing this online because I don't have a whiteboard. I would love to have one. And also, who am I to teach you? I am a high school student who has 90 A plus in maths, and I am on a math major. It's like a thing in Poland. Anyway, I will also tell you one thing. In Poland we have exam which is called matura. And it's a thing we need to do for math, Polish and English. But anyway, the thing is that in math we have those like papers that have written equations for that are important. Anyway, let's start. Tell you and teach you from my notebook because I have everything here. But I will tell you one thing. Trigonometry is a bad thing to start with because there's a lot of things that you need to know. Because all the sinus, cosinus, tangens, cotangens, these are things that you need to remember, and there are a couple of things that you also need to remember. And I will try to explain. Yes, I forget the word. Anyway, so let's start with this. Let's start with the what are the functions? We have 4 functions and they correlate with each other. Right now I will be explaining what are all the things. These functions are based on a triangle, a right triangle. We have this triangle here, and depending on where we put alpha, we can get different functions. For example, let's use this as an alpha. From alpha, on the opposite is the A side. The the side which is on opposite of the right angle is always C, always. And the last is B. All the functions are just proportions in which these ratio. So we are dividing them by themselves. So the base is always sinus. It's the first one we are taught. It's the first in every table. The formula for this for sinus is A divided by C, and this formula never changes. The amount changes based on how large are the sides. Okay, I will tell you a way to remember it later. So, 1 second. Cosinus is sinus and cosine. All the formulas are in pairs. There's sinus and cosinus and tangens and cotangens. The both pairs are of the formulas that are opposite of each other. So I will tell you how it's opposite. Sinus is A divided by C, and cosinus is B divided by C. This is how it's opposite. We won't change the C in the sinus and cosinus because it's the base of how they are known. Tangens is A times B, times divided by B, sorry. And if the cotangens is opposite, it's B times A, divided by A. I probably think that you won't have problem with remembering tangens because it's easy, but it might be difficult to remember sinus or cosinus. So it's the way that somebody told me that they remember is that sinus, C in alphabet is one of the first letters. So it's the side that is closer to the that is my dog. So the side is closer to the angle, and sinus is further from the alphabet, from C, and it's further from the angle. And I don't know how it's kind of stuck, but I am not the biggest fan of this. I just kind of started to remember. Let's start with the how what is their value at a different at 0 sinus is 0, at cosinus is 1, tangens is 0, and cotangens is undefined. Here sinus is half at 30. Cosinus is okay. Here we have square root of 3 divided by 2. Tangens is square root of 3 divided by 3. And cotangens is square root of 3. At 45, we have square root of 2 divided by 2. Cosinus square root of 2 divided by 2. At tangens and tangens we have 1. 60 we have square root of 3 divided by 2, half square root of 3, and square root of 3 divided by 3. At 90 we have 1, 0, undefined, and 0. Okay, and as you probably realize, oh, why do they have like the same value in 45? I don't know, but they have, and it's always at 45. You might have also realized that all the functions are the same, they're just opposite. So here, as you can see, when sinus has 0, cosinus has 0 and 90. And if you go that way, you'll have the same order. The same as with Tangens and Cotangens. So yeah, you like literally need to remember 2 and that's it. By the way, in that thing, Tangens is also undefined. Is undefined on 90 and 270. Cotangens at 0 and 180. We have the couple of I forgot how it's called in Polish. Hell no. Coordinate system. We have couple like quarters in this, like all this, and these are important because these quarters means give like a value to the functions. Okay, I will start by saying the order in which these are numbered. So anti-clockwise. Yes, sorry, but that's the reality. Okay, now let's start with this. We always start that one of the arms is on the x axis, and it stays here. It doesn't move. But the second arm is might be here, might be here, might be here, it might be here. We don't know. And we use these because in this unit we use a lot of coordinates, and we will need to like put the coordinates in the formula, but we don't have any x and y's there. And here's how to do it, how to put x and y's into that formula. Okay, here's the angle is always here. We don't do the angle here, never. It stays here and does it. Sinus is A divided by C. So A is here divided by C. Here is where our arm ends, and how we'll do it. This length is equal to x. So this length is equal to y. So when we need a divided by c is y divided by, and now what are we supposed to do? We don't know. God, we're in high school Pythagoras. So we know that this equals to x to y, and this equals to x squared plus. So as you can see, also the cosinus is really similar. It's just x divided by. And it's also easy with tangens and cotangens because tangens is a divided by b. So y divided by x. and cotangens is x divided by y. You see, it might at first look weird and just scary, but it's just easy. Like, actually, it's nothing difficult. So now, what's the value of these things and how it changes? So, as you can see, here y and x is positive. Yes. And every angle in this quarter will be positive in every formula. So cosinus is positive because, as you can see, this is positive, this is positive. Every value here is positive. So we will tell that plus here is. Now I will only write the positive ones. We don't need to know the negative ones. Okay, so if we like do here, you can see that x is negative, y is positive, and here is negative. Never mind, sorry, this is positive. I made a error. So when we have positive divided by positive, it gives positive. So sinus here is positive. Cosinus, on the other hand, isn't, because when negative x is divided by positive, it equals negative. And when we have negative and positive, it gives negative when we divide it by each other. So the only thing that will here be positive is sinus. Okay, now I will just do this. Okay, as we can see here, everything here is negative. So, okay, Tangens is x y divided by x. So it's negative divided by negative. So it gives positive. And vice versa. Cotangens is also positive. Alright, I'm just dumb. Okay, sorry. Here it's positive always. I forgot. Here sinus and cosinus are negative. So we have x, which is positive, y, which is negative. So in the Tonya here, I might have made a big mistake and it doubled out. So here I will just say it. So C side is actually always positive because when you put something under a root, it will always come out positive. And I made another mistake. I switched by an accident the equations, and I said that sinus is x divided by C side, but it's y divided by C side. So which means y side, which is negative, by divided by C side, which is positive, gives negative. So we won't write this. And cosinus, x, which is positive, divided by C side, which is positive, gives positive. So we write this. And tangens is y, which is negative, divided by x, which is positive, and so we won't write this. And cotangens, which is x, which is positive, divided by y, which is negative, so it's negative. So the only one here will be cosinus. Okay, you can just like remember that in the first one, everything is positive. Then we have one for each. And Tangens and Cotangens is basically the same thing. Okay, let's right now go to the needed formulas. So the formulas we need. Okay, we have trigonometry 1, which is that the sum of square roots of sinus and cosinus equals 1 always. There's nothing I can explain, so that's it. The second one is that tangens times cotangens always equals 1. And this also excludes couple of can be 0, it can be 90, 180 and 270. So we have that tangens equals sinus. Here it excludes, if I'm correct, 90 and 270. Bingo. I wrote it wrong. Sorry. And cotangens, vice versa, is cosinus divided by sinus. And here we have minus 0 and 100. Okay. Now, something that is important. We might have a function at a minus angle, and it happens. It's not exactly normal, but it happens. And anyway, let me write you. We write it this way, and when you have, it's just simply this. And there is one exception, and I will show you, and I will show you why. And here I will explain to you why. As you can see, it's at minus, and we can actually show you at this. When we'll put it at here, it's still in the same quarter that cosinus is positive. It's just that easy. Like literally, this is all. This is something that you might struggle with. So this is very important because you will use it. And this is like, okay, I will tell you this. If you will learn only this formula and you will nail it to a T, you will finish 50% of the exam we have. And this does not need to be on the sinus, but we start on the sinus and just it's the same for every kind of. Okay, we do not have tables for from like let's say 0 to 360, or maybe we do, I'm not sure, but I've never seen one. Here is where this formula goes in. It also is the same when you go above 360, because you might find yourself in a situation when you have like 570, and what will you do? You will use this. So the thing is that we have our function, and we have, for example, 50, 70. I just need to check. No, it doesn't. Okay, great. this is how many times in this number you found 90. So we have 6. And this number is important because it tells us if we change functions to cofunction, which is sinus and cosinus, tangens and cotangens. So basically this is 540, and we do not have any more 90s in our number. And then here's the alpha. Alpha is plus minus alpha. Basically, if you will add or subtract, it doesn't matter. Here we can have like 6 or 7, depends on if you want to add or subtract. I just like to add, just how I was taught in things. Anyway, if you will add, we have left 30. So this is our alpha, and this is the angle in which we will be counting the function. If you will subtract this, it's just like you will have 1 more 90, so we have 60. If you have an odd number, you change functions to cofunction. So basically it's an even number, so you don't change, so you stay sinus, and you then forget about 90s and things, and you just put alpha. But that's not where the fun ends. You need to think if the function is negative or positive, and this is how. So basically here's you need to estimate in which quarter it is, and from the table, like from your knowledge that sinus is positive here, here, you will know if it has minus or plus. So for example, if sinus is in the first quarter, it is positive, so it will not have a minus. But the very important thing is that we do not think, because if we change our functions, for example to cosinus, we need to think not about this function, but about this function. So let's say for a moment that we change and it's cosinus. Let's say we have the second quarter, just because sinus is plus, but cosinus is minus. So you would write minus, but it is positive. So you need to think about the function here and not the end function. Okay, and here's a tip how to, like, if you have bigger numbers to 360, you need to know where the quarter starts and ends. The first is 0 to 90, and the second 90 to 180, the third 180 to 70, and to 70 360. If you have angle larger than 360, larger number, and then 360 active. And how many 360s you need to subtract to, like, get in 360 territory. Okay, so here we have 210. So it's the third quarter. and sinus in there is negative, so we put minus. And then we count it. So yeah, I will just write it so that, okay. So it's minus. I will right now write it in steps. Okay. Anyway, the period in which function is different and does not repeat is different for tangences and sinuses. So T is the period. And it's 1p, which is also 180 sinus and cosinus is 2p, so it's 360. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, the set of value is also different. Write it this way because we in Poland write it ZW, so I will just write it this way, and it goes to and it never stops. And remember, the set of values is different than definition. Set of values is y, and definition is x, so it will go to infinity, but it won't touch a certain point. Okay, and set of value here is -1 to 1. So easy. Okay, and now the fun part, drawing. I'm not very precise, and this will not be very precise, but it should be okay. Okay, so here is P and his. Okay, and here's how to know this. You just need to know from the table here what are the angles, and just divide 180 by these, and it will give you how many times you need to divide 180 to get our. So for example, we have here 30, and we let's 180 divided by 30 is 6, so P divided by 6 gives 30. Okay, and so on and so on. This is just so you can read from it, and you have it in, or at least I have it in my papers. Okay, so as you might know from the table, that cosinus starts from 1, so it's basically just a sinus that is scooched in the other direction 90 degrees. So okay, so the same thing happens. You just put the same in the from the table, and now we have sinuses and cosinuses, tangenses and cotangenses. Okay, so we know that tangens set of value is unlimited, or real numbers, so it's to infinity. Then starts at 0, and then, and here's how it is different from sinuses. It goes to both directions. It's just because when we start at this point, it's just how it goes. It normally looks looks normal when it's not in the middle. Okay, it is something like that, but it is on the there's a line that it never touched. Yeah, and it just repeats and repeats, and it looks like this. So the line is on the is where it's undefined. So it's undefined in P2 and minus P2. Okay. Differently from Tangens, Cotangens starts at undefined, and it starts 0. So the line here is at 0. So I will just not be writing this, but it starts at P2, where it's also undefined is P. I will right now have a little break, and then we'll start doing the exercises, because that's the exercises I need. By the way, that's the first time I'm doing those exercises, so it will be fun, but I will need to do every or almost every, and we have 35, so we'll see. So the first is to calculate this. Okay, this is easy for the beginning. As you can see, when we have the plus, it means that we will have the trigonometry 1. So we need to find a way to make it a square. So, as I told you, we have this, our most important formula can be used in this. So, when we have times 90 minus 12, and sinus also. Okay, and as we can see, the number of times 90 is odd. We change the function, but we don't add minus because it's in the first quarter, and it equals 1. Surprise, surprise. Okay, and the second one. Okay, this is easy also. Okay, C5, which is 25 times this. And here we will do the same thing, because we have sinus 50, so we can change here to 50. So 1 minus sinus and 90 minus 50. Okay, and then we get 1, 2 times Cotangens 65 times Tangens 65 plus here, and this is the formula of multiplication. 1 minus cosinus 50 okay, and as we can see here, we have 1. This is just -1 because it's with minus. So we have 1 half plus 1 minus 1. So it's half. We need to find a way that we can write it. And we have options. Okay, let's see. Because here we have sinuses and cosinuses, let's write this as sinus. Let's change the one to the trigonometry. Sinus plus okay. Now we will go and put this into the multiplied by cosinus squared. Okay, then I can see that we can get this out. Plus oh yeah, I'm just dumb. Excuse me. It just, you need to see what your options are, and I just picked the wrong ones. You just add this way, and this is also equal to this. So B is the answer. I'm just dumb. You just need to see your options. Acute angle and sinus alpha is 1/5, and we need to find cosinus.
Spoiler warning, if you haven't realized, I'm very sick in this recording and my brain was fried. So I did this exercise the harder way, but I will have this file in description now below, in which I will show you how to do this exercise much easier.
This is x. Yeah, and we should be able to do this. Okay, let's have x plus y equals 5y. So x 25, x equals 24y. Okay, and now we can put it this way. Y okay, we will do it this way. 24y plus 1. Okay, to 25, so 5. And this is like a really cool trick because not many people remember this from primary school, but you can like find how the root will be wrote off. So you just by the primary numbers divide by primary numbers, and when you go to 1, you just get what was the root. So like here is the root 2. The square root of 2 is 2 square root of 6. You just multiply this. And the right triangle that has angles alpha and beta on the opposite side of alpha is a side that has 2 centimeters. And on the opposite of beta is 4 centimeters. And we need to find the false. Okay, we have something like that. Okay. Here we have 4 centimeters. Here has 2 centimeters. And we need to find the false. I mean, these are all different. So let's try from Tangens alpha. Tangens. Here's A, B, C. So A is to B. So 2 to 4. So this is true. If I would be like completely real, I think that this is suspicious. So let's try sinus B. So here you have A, C, we have this, so this is 16, which is 20, 20 is 2 5s, so we have 4. Never mind, it's good. So that gets me that this is good. So we're trying to see the D. This sounds so wrong, and I'm talking about math. Okay, cosinus alpha. So equals 4. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I made it. Ever 2. So yeah, this is D. Okay, so we have a right triangle again, and so the sum of the is equal to 4. We need to find the multiplication of cos. This is what we're looking for. So it will be Tangens beta is B to A, and Tangens alpha is A to B, and this equals 4. Cosinus B is A to C times cosinus 2 alpha is B to C. So A, B to C. Okay, so let's do this. You know this. B plus A. AB equals 4. Yes, this is true. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So basically what we found is C squared. So, okay, and now we can AB to 4AB, so it's 1/4. Okay, we will do like 3 more and that's it. Alpha is acute. If you know that sinus alpha plus cosinus alpha equals, we find, and this is easy. You know why? Because think of this. Okay, you might not have that, had that, but in quadratic function, you have this formula. So basically, you put through whole thing, you square everything and you have 4, and this gives you 1, so 1 plus 2 equals 4, so 2 sin cos equal 5, 4, so sinus cosinus equals 5, 8. Okay, now we need to show that the equation is always the same. Positive, so it stays sinus cos plus 2, and we change times UK, and we have sinus minus 2 sinus cosinus plus cosine plus 2 sinus cosinus equals sinus plus equals 1, and that's it. Like, this isn't hard, like literally. It just looks hard, but literally it isn't. I hope I help in some way, because I don't have. Yeah, I am recording this for 2 hours already, so yeah, I want to end it.
Thank you very much for watching. This was very weird experience for me, but I plan on doing those regularly to have something to come back to, like to remember. And I realized that, wait, I could practice my English with this, and you have something out of this too. Sorry that is kind of clunky and over the place, because I was very sick while recording this, but I will say this, I got 100% from this test, so I think I pretty much know what I was talking about. So I hope you also will know a little about trigonometry, and I hope I have helped you with studying to the test. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.